Color drenching, explained in 10 minutes. Now, have you ever walked into a room and felt like it completely just wrapped around you? Like the color just, held you? Chances are, what you were experiencing was color drenching, one of the most talked about design techniques right now. And honestly, one of the most transformative things you can do to a space. Today, we're breaking it all down. What color drenching actually is, why designers love it, and how to pick the right color, and exactly how to pull it off in your home, even if you're nervous about going bold. So let's get right into it. But before we do, welcome back to Home Decor 101, your YouTube home decor channel. So what exactly is color drenching? Now, at its most basic, it means painting everything in a room, which is the walls, the ceiling, the trim, the molding, sometimes even the furniture, all in the same color or very, very close shades of the same color. Traditional decorating is always going to tell us to keep the trim white. Maybe go bold on an accent wall and keep the ceiling bright and airy. But color drenching throws all of that out of the window. And the result is something really special. When you eliminate the visual breaks that trim and ceilings create, the room starts to feel larger. It starts to feel more cohesive and is going to feel a lot more elegant. Your eye doesn't have anywhere to stop. It just flows around the whole space. Now, Farrell and Ball actually helped bring this technique into the mainstream, and it's become a staple recommendation from high-end interior designers. But the best part, it's completely accessible for the rest of us too. So now let's talk about why color drenching actually works. Now, when a room has contrasting trim, ceilings, and walls, your brain registers all of those separate elements. You see the edges of the room, where the wall ends, where the ceiling starts. That visual information reminds you of the room's actual size and shape. But when everything is the same color, those edges just disappear. The room feels more like an environment than a box. It becomes like an immersive experience. Now, designers call this enveloping, and it works whether your room is large or small. It works whether your room is modern or traditional. It also adds a sense of intention and confidence to a space. A fully drenched room says the designer knew exactly what they were doing, and that's the energy that we all want in our homes. Okay, now this is the part where everyone gets nervous about, and I completely understand why. Choosing a color to drench an entire room is a big commitment. So let me walk you through how to think about this. First, think about the mood you want to create. Color drenching amplifies whatever feeling a color gives off, so choose very intentionally and wisely. Deep, moody tones like navy and forest green and charcoal or plum create rooms that feel dramatic, cozy, and intimate. These work beautifully in dining rooms, home offices, libraries, or bedrooms. Softer, more muted tones, think dusty rose, warm grayish, pale sage, or soft terracotta, create rooms that feel calm, elevated, and almost spa-like. These are gorgeous in living rooms, bedrooms, or any space where you want to feel just super relaxed. And don't overlook light colors. A room drenched in a warm white, a creamy ivory, or a pale linen can feel incredibly luxurious and clean. It's understated, but it's super stunning. My number one tip when choosing your color, test it out in your actual space before committing. Paint a large swatch, at least 12 by 12, on your wall, and look at it in different times a day and in different lighting. Colors shift dramatically between natural daylight and evening lamplight. And a color that you love on a swatch card can look completely different once it's on all four walls, the ceiling, and the trim. Now let's talk about how to actually execute a color drench so it looks intentional and elevated, not just like everything got the same coat of paint. My first step, commit to the ceiling. This is the step that most people are afraid of, and it's also the step that makes the biggest difference. Painting the ceiling the same color as your walls is what creates the true enveloping effect. If you leave your ceiling white, you're just going to lose a little bit of the magic. Now step 2, include your trim and your molding. Your baseboards, your door frames, your window trim, all of it goes in the same color. Now you don't have to use the exact same finish. A lot of designers actually recommend going a slightly different sheen. So like maybe a flat or a matte finish on the walls and ceiling and a semi-gloss on the trim. Same color, different texture. It's going to add a little subtle depth while keeping that cohesive drenched look. Step 3, think about your furniture and soft furnishings. True color drenching can also extend to upholstered furniture, curtains, and even rugs in the same color family. You don't have to match everything exactly. That's what trips a lot of people up. In fact, mixing slightly different tones and textures within the same color story is what makes it look curated and elegant rather than just flat. Step 4, add contrast through texture and metals. Because your color is doing so much work, you can let your textures and finishes shine. Brass hardware, rattan accents, velvet pillows, linen drapes, aged wood. These all pop beautifully against a drenched wall because they can provide contrast in texture rather than color. This is actually one of the reasons color drenching feels so luxurious. The materials become the focal point. Now before we wrap this up, let me share a few mistakes I see people making with color drenching so you, my friend, can avoid them. Mistake 1, we talked about, skipping the ceiling. And I know I've already said this, but it bears repeating. Half drenching a room by leaving the ceiling white is going to defeat the whole purpose. Now mistake number 2, choosing a color that's way too saturated for the light in your room. So very dark, highly saturated colors in rooms with very little natural light can feel almost oppressive rather than cozy. If your room is on the darker side, lean toward muted, dusty versions of colors rather than the bright, in-your-face, intense ones. Mistake number 3, forgetting about art and accessories. Now in a drenched room, your art, your mirrors, your accessories need to stand out. Don't hang a dark painting on a dark wall and expect it to read. Choose pieces with enough contrast to be visible or use lighting to highlight them. A picture light or wall sconce above your artwork can make a huge difference in a deeply colored room. Now, color drenching is one of those techniques that sounds intimidating, so intimidating, but delivers results that are genuinely stunning. It's one of the most affordable ways to make a dramatic impact in your home because it's really just paint, but the effect feels like you hired a high-end designer. Now, whether you go deep and moody or soft and serene, the key is committing to the color and letting it do its job. So if you're thinking about trying color drenching in your home, I'd love to hear what color you're considering. Drop it in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help this channel grow and help more people to find content like this. I'll see you in the next one, guys.